Hi, CistReactZ. How you doing? Did you know that 70% of you guys are not subscribed? Also, did you know that I am living in those 70% walls right now, and if you want me to stop, you'll hit that subscribe button? What is up, you awesome kissers? It's CistReactZ, guys. Today we're reacting to my Fnaf movie predictions. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to FB Plus, and comment down below. Let's see what they're thinking for the Fnaf movie, because there's been a lot of screenshots and stuff that'll make somebody get some predictions.
Except Freddy's movie. Something we all thought we were never going to get. Until
Nah,
now.
seriously.
On February 1st, Blumhouse had officially started production on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and filming is currently underway.
Sir.
So, there's no better time to make predictions for the movie than now. I have compiled a bingo list of predictions for the movie.
Ooh, a bingo
and
list.
Let it be known, these are my personal predictions. You may think differently to what I do, and that's okay. We all have different predictions for what will happen. But I'm rambling on too much now. Let's just get round into the predictions.
See what people are thinking.
Oh god, I'm already regretting.
Because I ain't got no predictions myself.
Before I continue with the video, you should totally join my Patreon that I made. Yeah, the link's in the description.
Oh my god.
Okay, so my first prediction on my bingo card
Fredbear with
is
the gun.
FNAF YouTuber cameos. Now this
FNAF
is something
YouTuber
that a lot of
cameos.
people
Markiplier's
have
gotta be in the
mixed opinions
film.
on, but I for one think it
Mixed
would be
opinions?
cool
It'd be fun to see Markiplier.
any kind of FNAF YouTuber, such as Dorko or Markiplier even, or
Yeah.
Pat from Game Theory. Now, of course,
How about
I'm
all
not saying
three?
that they should be having one of the main roles in the movie, since we already know we have our main cast revealed. And
Yeah.
it will break immersion if the YouTubers are in the movie.
Or they could just
But
be the
anyway,
security guard
I
before
reckon
the
a
actual
minor
security
role,
guard.
like maybe a janitor at the pizzeria, or a worker, or
Janitor
maybe
would be
some
funny.
kid's parent would make for a
Oh my
just,
god, why did
cool
Doggo have that
cameo.
creepy
Just,
face
you
up
know,
there?
Give them that little bit of respect, because without them, maybe FNAF wouldn't be as popular. It's nostalgic, it's for the fans that people will enjoy, and it gives them a good chance to
Now they should have
take part
Markiplier
in
for the
a
Bite of
Hollywood
87.
movie.
Or the
Next
Bite of
up, we
83
have
if they make a
Matthew
FNAF 4.
Lillard carries the movie. Now we all know
Matthew
that
Lillard
Matthew
carries the
Lillard,
movie?
aka Shaggy himself, or Stu from the original Scream movie, is
Yep.
playing the main antagonist of the movie, William Afton. Now, everyone probably knows Matthew more for his role of Shaggy, but like I mentioned just a moment ago,
I do.
he also played Stu in the first Scream movie, who turned out to be the plot twist killer of the movie. So, given that Matthew has experience with playing a character who is a killer in a horror movie, there's a chance that Matthew will undoubtedly do a great job with playing the role of William Afton.
Yeah.
The only question is, will he be British? One of my next predictions
Will
is
he
that
be
there
British?
will be references or even showing past tragedies to the game's lore. We have a rough idea of when this movie will be set, but if we just take a look at the plot synopsis of the movie for a second.
Just realized I was
riddled
doing
with
the same
guilt
thing as
over a
his little
tragedy
character.
in his past, and now struggling to take care of his younger sister, Abby, on his own, Mike is low on options when he lands a new job to pay the bills at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Now, have a close look
How do you
at
pay
that
the bills
first
with
line
$100
there.
per week?
Riddled with guilt over
That's
a
crazy.
tragedy in his past? That sounds very familiar. If you know the lore, you know Mike, or Michael, the son of William Afton, has a sister named Elizabeth, and a younger brother named Evan, who is the protagonist in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And we know
crazy
throughout
how we
the
have
game,
names for
Michael
them now.
torments Evan, leading up to Evan being stuffed inside the mouth of the Fredbear animatronic, causing the Bite of 83.
See, this is where we need Markiplier in the movie to be like, is that the Bite of 87?
Now, I'm not saying this is 100% going to be the case, but it all adds up. And
Yeah,
Mike
it
is
could be
only
the
seen
case.
taking care of his sister after this certain tragedy. So, if you connect the dots, I think it's likely we'll be getting a scene of the Bite of 83 in the movie. Next up is one that I think we can all agree
Perfect
that
time
we
to add
definitely
Mark.
want to
Just
happen,
saying.
and have confidence that it will happen. But Scott Cawthon will make an appearance in the movie as Phone Guy.
He better,
We all know
man.
there is no
Oh
one better
my
for the
God.
role than the main man himself.
Exactly,
And since
he
it is
better.
confirmed that
There's
Scott
no
is
other man who
working
could do it.
alongside the production of this movie, as he is producing it.
Like, all you
and
have to
has
do is
written
record
the
his
script
voice,
for
and
it.
then they gotta edit a
Yeah,
phone filter
there
over
is
it.
a chance that Scott will step in to play the role
Come on,
of Phone
Scott.
Guy.
You just
I
gotta
mean,
talk to a
come
microphone.
on. We all know we want that to happen. Next
Yeah.
prediction is kind of an obvious
I'll be
thing,
so happy.
but I've gone for that William Afton kills the 5 missing children. well, they obviously weren't missing children before they were killed because, well, you know. But yeah, this one is kind of obvious. It's literally like it's set in stone in the lore.
I wonder if he'll actually do it in the film though.
5 children,
that would
which
be crazy.
then end up possessing the animatronics in the pizzeria. It's
this movie's gonna give
FNAF
kids
knowledge,
nightmares.
And it was also revealed a few days before filming that there are some new kid actors that will be in the movie.
Yeah, and they're
one
called
of
Ghost
them
Kid.
Has been labeled as a ghost kid. Well,
Wait, one of them's
there's
called
another one,
Garrett?
but that actor has been unnamed.
Bro, I've been behind on the
We know
news
that there
apparently.
are
Garrett.
quote-unquote ghost kids appearing in the movie, so it's no doubt that those ghost kids are definitely the victims of William Afton. Next up is one that some people could probably agree with me here, but out of all of the main animatronics, Foxy will probably have the least screen time in the movie.
Yeah.
As we all know, the
He's behind a curtain
animatronics
all day.
will be live action, as Jim Henson's Creature Shop have made the animatronic suits for the actors to perform in and bring these characters to life. But given how complex Foxy's design is, as he is missing the bottom half of his animatronic suit and his endoskeleton being exposed,
I love this animation
it
here.
might be tricky for performers to, you know, actually pull off Foxy flawlessly, if you get what I'm saying here. So I feel like maybe that for Foxy there might have to be a little bit of like CGI or visual effects incorporated with his legs. And by that I don't mean like completely reanimating him, it's just as simple as just green screening and like cutting out the actor's like legs to make it seem more slimmer. But it depends on how big the endoskeletons of the suits actually are. So that one isn't a 100% definite prediction, but there is still a chance because there are 4 animatronics in this movie. One of them is probably going to have the least amount of screen time to the other 3, and it probably will be Foxy. Next is that 90%
as long as I get to see
of the
Foxy
movie
run towards the
will
door,
have Easter eggs.
that's all I
this
care
is
about.
something that is known to appear pretty much in every single video game adaptation movie. There are Easter eggs scattered everywhere, so it's
we gotta see the It's Me pop up.
100% be seeing loads of Easter eggs in the FNAF movie as well. What they could be, who knows? It could be something like maybe the Golden Freddy poster that appears in the camera, or
there's definitely gonna be a lot of budget here, so they're definitely gonna make these more creepier.
Service room. The possibilities for Easter eggs in this movie are almost endless. This next one isn't anything too exciting, but it's pretty likely that Mike will end up exploring the pizzeria. This one is pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of, I guess,
I can see the dumb security guard leaving the office.
Start to have a look around the pizzeria when he notices that things start to get a bit, a bit quirky at night, and start to uncover some of the secrets that the pizzeria
just had to add that one, didn't you?
Learn the dark truth, perhaps. Up next isn't exactly a prediction in the story, but more of like, I guess, something about the characters, but I've gone for that the animatronics will look like their Help Wanted designs. I feel like they're more likely to be seen on the big screen, and as I mentioned earlier, Jim Henson's is making animatronics. And I don't know, I just feel like
up-to-date models might be the ones shown
for the colorations of the Help Wanted designs, but if they end up going for the colors of their original designs from the first game, then hey, cool, I'm not bothered about it. This isn't something I will be upset about. This is more of just a gambling thing. I'm gambling my luck here and seeing if I'm right on if they'll look like their Help Wanted designs or their original designs. Next up is a random chase scene. Now, this would probably just be another filler segment of the movie. This could literally just
be like Foxy chasing,
where Mike gets chased by an animatronic. Could be Foxy, since you know he's known to be the one that runs down the hallway. Even though Bonnie has been seen running from the original trailer to the first game, if you remember that. So, you know, this is probably something that will just happen maybe like halfway through the film when things are starting to get intense, and maybe it's something that just needs to happen to help build up to a much
like they'll probably
impactful moment in the movie.
They'll run at him, but like when he turns around, they're just gonna freeze and stare at him.
Rely way too much on the jump scares. Now, as we all know, FNAF is iconic for its jump scares, and Blumhouse are 100%
How can they fit the jump scares?
The jump scares in the movie, but you know, they can only do it so much until it's just overdone, and the scare factor of the movie just relies on the jump scares. We all know there is more to the horror of FNAF than just the jump scares, so I am just hoping
they're definitely
that
going to be
this
sparing
one
with
doesn't come true,
I like this video. It makes you think about what could come.
More scariness.
It definitely taught me about the Garrett person.
The jump scares. Next, there's another one that I fear will happen, and that is that the movie just won't live up to the hype.
Ooh.
As we all know, this is of course a video game adaptation.
It better. I'm sorry.
Notorious for
it's been in the works for 8 years. It's gotta live it up.
You know, box office sales or just reviews.
It's gotta live up to the hype, guys.
The curse, like Sonic 2 and well, that's about it, really. I'm hoping that the Mario movie will do well too.
It definitely will.
That's a story for another day. But next prediction is more positive, and that is that the movie will just genuinely be very scary. Blumhouse will have done something right with this. Emma Tammy, who, if you don't know, is the director of the movie, will have actually done a good job. As well as Emma directing the movie, she has also written the script alongside Scott Cawthon and
picture of Scott is hilarious.
I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. So this movie, of course, has that chance of breaking the curse of being a bad video game adaptation movie, especially since it's a horror. But there, of course, is always a chance that this movie will do things the way it should be done. And Blumhouse will genuinely make this movie scary for both FNAF fans and for new audiences. Keeping up with the positive predictions, the next prediction I have is that the movie will have a good score. The FNAF games have been known to have some pretty good soundtracks, so whoever is making the score of the movie will have to live up to the legacy of the franchise.
I thought you meant like review scores.
And come through with an absolute banger of a score. Next is when things get a little more interesting here. But I've gone for that the puppet will make an appearance in the movie. Now, why specifically the puppet, you may ask?
Isn't the puppet technically in FNAF 1 too?
Or Fredbear. The Bite of 83 was literally mentioned earlier, so of course he would be there. Or maybe even Springtrap. Well, if you know the lore of the games, the puppet
Springtrap might be shown too, because they have 3 movies coming up after this.
The animatronics. And since we know that there will certainly be some deaths in the movie, heck, even someone will have to die to possess the puppet to give life to the animatronics in the first place. But yes, there is certainly
all that context they would have to add. I wonder how long the movie would be.
As the puppet is the one to give life to the animatronics. But then again, you know, they might just completely sack it off and have them just, like, instantly get possessed or something. I don't know. Next up is that the comedy in the movie will either be perfectly timed or just horrible. They're either gonna have some funny jokes in the movie.
I don't know, man.
Work.
It's gonna be a movie about kids disappearing and animatronics being possessed. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of time for comedy.
And have really bad jokes in moments that just ruin it completely.
Well, the only comedy would be Mike's crappy job.
Stuffed into an animatronic suit.
His pay.
And then he ends up saying something like, "Oh, I am so stuffed right now." You know. I hope that they don't ruin it because of the horrible jokes. Next one is probably very evident will happen, is that the movie will not be following 100% of the game's lore. Now, if they just completely stick to the game's lore, it wouldn't be anything new for us FNAF fans. We all know the story, we all know what happens, it's nothing new. But reason why I am certain that the movie will not be following the lore is because, well, if we first look at the characters, and they are not from the original games. Like Piper Rubio's character, who is playing Mike's sister, Abby. In the FNAF universe, Abby is not Mike's sister. Or even Mary Stuart Masterson's character, who is playing the unnamed villain. Wow, what a character name that is. And I could go on for ages, but there is one more character I want to talk about, and that is that Vanessa will be appearing in the movie. Yes, the security guard from Security Breach is gonna be in the FNAF movie. Glamrock Freddy is officially in the movie now, guys. Next is that we will probably see an appearance from Golden Freddy. Now, there may be some clear evidence behind this to prove
it's my favorite animatronic.
This is very, very possible. And that is because a few days before filming began, a media news source named Geek Vibes Nation, who have leaked information from the FNAF movie in the past that have turned out to be true, have revealed more characters for the movie. But there's one I want to focus here. As I mentioned earlier, we will be seeing Ghost Kids. But pay attention to this one here, Jofio Love, I hope I pronounced that name right, who has been casted as Ghost Kid number 5. Now, as we all know, there are 4 animatronics. But where's the 5th one? Golden Freddy is the 5th one, that's what. So, This 100% is hinging
How terrifying
towards
can they
the
make Golden
appearance for
Freddy, I
Golden
wonder?
Freddy, aka Cassidy, to make an appearance in this movie. Next is a similar prediction to one that I made earlier, which is references to the game. So this could be specific things like maybe the camera UI, the layout of it, maybe the sound effects.
Oh yeah, how
like
is
the
the
doors
camera and stuff gonna
closing,
look
or
like?
maybe even the fan in the office, even the phone ringing. Maybe have one of the animatronics standing outside of the door, or Foxy running down the hall. The list goes on, but there's no way that this movie will not have any references to the original games, and I take that to my
God.
grave. Next
God.
one is probably likely to happen, and this again is another reference, I guess, but I wanted to separate this, and that is that Freddy Fazbear will play his iconic Toreador March jingle. We all know from the original game that Freddy
It better
can be
be.
heard playing this song when he is
There's
standing
gotta be
outside
the
of the
blackout
office when
scene.
the power is out. This could potentially happen in the movie
Add that
too,
tension.
whether it's something like the animatronic is just playing this song whilst it's performing on stage, or they actually end up using a power outage scene and Freddy will actually show up and start playing this jingle.
Yeah, you get the
next one
footsteps
is
to
a bit of
jingle,
a
right?
stretch,
Little
but
flashing
I
light on
reckon
his
that the
face.
FNAF 1 animatronics might not be the only ones we will see in this movie. From previous predictions I have made in
That's
this
a weird
video, I
prediction.
mentioned certain characters appearing in the film, such as the Puppet or Fredbear. We could potentially
Puppet's
see
kind
some
of a given
appearances
though,
from
because
them.
I think it's actually
But
there,
that
right?
all depends on how the movie will play out, so I'm not counting on this one as much. Next is probably one of my most anticipated predictions, and that is that William Afton will get spring-locked in the climax of the movie. This
That'll
is
be a
kind
good
of
after
hot
credit
take
scene.
in the FNAF community regarding like gore and whether or not Blumhouse will actually do this, since FNAF is a children's game. But the FNAF community are seeming to be on the side that we will not be seeing this happen in the movie. I have a
no,
feeling
it's
it
like
would be
such a
really
huge
great
plot point,
for the
though.
story's sake of the movie, or potential future movies of a Springlock scene happening.
I mean, you can't
As
just
we
add
all know,
Springtrap
this could
without
potentially
some
lead
type
up
of
to
gore
seeing
to it.
Springtrap appearing in the movies. This is something that I'm not as confident to see in the film, but if it does happen, I will love it. I always feel like it's
I would
really
love it
weird
too.
for me to say. I'd love to see a man getting his entire body crushed inside of an animatronic
That's okay, he's a
suit.
killer.
I swear I'm not into this stuff. This next one isn't an entirely serious prediction, but I mean, it would do
He's a
fan
killer, it'll be
service
okay.
extremely well, and that is that the Five Nights at Freddy's song by The Living Tombstone will play at the end of the movie. Now this one is
They'd
a
have to pay
stretch,
Living-
I know.
They would have to
but
pay Living
we
Tombstone a
all deep
lot
down
to do
inside
that.
would think it would be insane.
That would be
if
hilarious.
When the credits are playing, we start to hear the FNAF 1 song playing in the background.
Oh, I'd be-
you can't deny it.
I'll be
No, you
crying
can't.
laughing.
And lastly,
That would be too
I
funny.
predict that there will be a post
That'd be
or
meme
end credit
material.
scene in the movie which will tease or confirm a sequel. Yes, this is pretty much
Well, if they got
something
3
that every
movies, the
movie
post
will
scene would
do,
probably be back in
but
the past
this links
for
back
FNAF 2's
to my
location.
prediction of William Afton getting spring-locked, since if it does happen, maybe we could see an end credit scene of teasing Springtrap waking up 30 years later, or maybe revealing new animatronics that are set after the first game. This entirely depends on what direction of the lore they're gonna be going with, so, you know, I mean, take that with a grain of salt.
Matthew Laley says he signed a 3-picture deal. Yep. Dang, I can't believe it though. They must be so confident with the very first one.
To be in Philadelphia, but I just got cast in a movie called Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh,
Which is
congratulations.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's
Like, they must be very confident with how this first movie's gonna drop.
Blumhouse.
FNAF trilogy is coming. Scott must be confident. They all must be confident. I wonder. We need a trailer, man. We need a trailer. We need a trailer. Okay, that's the end of the video. We need a trailer to, like, fully get me confident in a 3-picture deal, because it took us this long just to get it started. I wonder what's going on. Well, anyway, guys, if you guys want to see more FNAF movie news, make sure you guys hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe for more to Becoming History today. Let me know what you guys think about FB Films' theories and predictions.